Imagine a chessboard, vast and intricate, with each move echoing across the globe. Look closer, envision that chessboard enveloped in a halo of mystery and intrigue. See the black and white squares, not just as monochrome checkers, but as a grid of power, influence and strategy. Each piece, whether a pawn or a queen, is a country with its unique strengths and vulnerabilities, its own dreams and fears, its own allies and adversaries. Now, let your mind's eye wander to the year 2024, a time not too far in the future, where the world's geopolitical landscape has dramatically shifted. The game of chess has evolved into a game of nations, with players not confined to the two sides of the board. Instead, they occupy a vast, complex, multidimensional space that echoes with the consequences of their actions. In this evolved game, two nations have emerged as prominent players, the United States and Iran. Both, with their history steeped in pride and power, command significant influence on this chessboard of nations. The United States, with its broad alliances and formidable military power, moves like a queen, unchallenged in its might. Iran, on the other hand, exerts its influence more subtly. Like a knight, it leaps over obstacles, maneuvers with strategic agility, creating ripples that are felt across the board. Consider the pivotal moments that have brought us to this point. Wars and alliances, economic booms and recessions, social upheavals and technological revolutions. Each of these events has left an indelible mark on the chessboard, nudging the pieces forward, backwards. The decisions made today will similarly impact the course of the game, shaping the geopolitical landscape for years to come. So, what strategic decisions will shape this complex game? How will the players maneuver to secure their positions, protect their assets, and advance their agendas? How will they anticipate their opponent's moves, counteract their strategies, and respond to the ever-changing dynamics of the board? These are not simple questions with straightforward answers. They require a deep understanding of the game's nuances, its rules, and its players. They demand vigilance, foresight, and a willingness to engage in the long game. So, let's dive in. The year 2024 is marked by diplomatic initiatives and nuclear talks. This year has become a pivotal point, a demarcation of sorts that separates the past from the future. It is an era notable for the courageous steps taken by nations to foster peace amidst brewing tensions. The United States, a global superpower with a rich history of cultural diversity and political complexity, finds itself once again at the forefront of these changes. Iran, on the other hand, a nation steeped in ancient civilizations and a tapestry of traditions, also finds itself at these transformations. These two nations, both distinct in their cultural heritage and unique in their societal fabric, share a history marked by tension, misunderstanding, and political chess games. A history that has spanned countless years, becoming the subject of many political discourses and debates. From the end of World War II, through the Cold War era, and into the new age of globalization, the United States and Iran have been locked in a dance of diplomatic maneuvering. It's a relationship that has been lived out beneath the watchful eyes of the world, capturing headlines and shaping international policies. Now, in this pivotal year of 2024, these two nations find themselves at a crossroads, a juncture that could potentially redefine their future. Diplomatic initiatives are underway, talks are being initiated, negotiations are being forged in the crucible of international politics. These diplomatic, both subtle and radical, are part of a larger game-changing narrative. They are not isolated events, but rather elements of a broader dynamic that encompasses regional shifts, global developments, and the overarching currents of world history. These forces are not only changing the face of nations, they are also altering the course of history, molding the trajectory of relationships, and changing the dynamics of international politics. They are reshaping the landscape of power, shifting paradigms and offering new perspectives on old conflicts. These shifts are part of a larger global narrative, a story of change and growth, of evolution and adaptation. The United States and Iran, two nations with a history of tension, find themselves at the crossroads of change. These diplomatic shifts, coupled with regional dynamics, are molding the trajectory of their relationship. But the game isn't confined to political arenas. In the dawn of the 21st century, a new player has stepped onto the global stage. With the rise of the digital age, we are no longer confined to the physical realm. Technological breakthroughs have made it possible for us to connect in ways that were once unimaginable. It has given us tools to overcome geographical boundaries, enabling us to communicate, learn, work, transact, and even entertain ourselves without ever leaving the comfort of our homes. Yet, this advancement is not without its pitfalls. As we have grown increasingly reliant on technology, so too have we become vulnerable to the threats it brings. Cybersecurity, once an afterthought for many, has catapulted to the forefront of global concerns. The advent of the internet has opened up a new battleground, one that exists in the vast expanse of cyberspace. This new field of battle is unlike any we have seen before. It is not bound by borders or treaties and is not governed by the traditional rules of engagement. It is a place where wars are not fought with guns and bombs, but with codes and... In this virtual world, the weapons are different, yet the damage they can inflict can be just as devastating. Cyber threats, once the stuff of science fiction, have become a terrifying reality. They encompass a broad spectrum of malicious activities, from hacking and identity theft to sophisticated state-sponsored attacks. Data breaches, once rare occurrences, are now alarmingly frequent. They can compromise millions of individuals' personal information in a single incident, leading to financial loss, identity theft, and eroding trust in businesses and institutions. The repercussions of these breaches can be felt long after the incident takes place, impacting individuals and organizations alike. Digital espionage, a term once confined to the realms of spy novels and Hollywood blockbusters, has become an integral part of the modern battleground. Nations, corporations, and even individuals are engaged in a never-ending game of cat and mouse, each trying to outwit the other in a bid to protect or gain access to valuable information. These modern threats have added a new dimension to the rivalry. They have changed the way we view and approach security, forcing us to rethink our strategies and policies. The narrative has shifted, and cyber threats, data breaches, and digital espionage are now central to the narrative. The chessboard of geopolitics isn't just about the players, but also the board itself, the Middle East. It is a vast, dynamic, and intricate web of nation-states where religion, culture, politics, and economics intersect. A region that has been a focal point of global attention for decades. A crucible where ideologies clash, and alliances are formed and broken. The Middle East is like no other chessboard in the world. One might imagine that the only players on this board are the nation-states themselves, each attempting to navigate a landscape shaped by the struggle for power. However, there's more going on beneath the surface. The true game is not just about nations, it's about the invisible hand of power shifting and meddling in the region, the forces of proxy conflicts. These are wars fought by third parties on behalf of powers. They manifest in the form of civil wars, coups, and other forms of unrest. They are the secret battles for control, often unseen yet profoundly influential. Then there are the oil interests, the lifeblood of the global economy. The Middle East is home to some of the world's largest oil reserves, a resource that has shaped its history and future. Nations vie for control over these reserves, using them as leverage in negotiations and as a weapon in conflicts. They are the fuel that powers the game, the prize that every player seeks. Another key element in this complex game is regional alliances. These are bonds formed between, often based on shared religious, cultural, or political interest. They can provide much-needed support in times of crisis, or they can be the spark that ignites a conflict. They are the unpredictable variables that can change the course of the game at any moment. Every strategic move, every tactical decision echoes across borders, influencing the balance of power. Each action and reaction reverberates through the region, shaping its destiny and, by extension, the fate of the world. This chessboard is not static, it's a living, breathing entity, constantly evolving and adapting. It's a game that demands vigilance, foresight, and an understanding of the intricate relationships between the players and the board itself. And like any game, it continues to surprise and challenge us at every turn. So, what does this intricate game mean for the global community? As we dive deeper into the analysis, one has to understand that this game is not just a trivial matter. It is a system of choices, actions, and outcomes that will inevitably shape the world we live in. The ripple effects of the decisions made in this game will reach every corner of the globe. They will touch lives, influence economies, alter political landscapes, and even redefine our understanding of what it means to be a global community. The year 2024 is not chosen randomly. It's a pivotal point in our history, a time when humanity stands at a crossroads. The decisions made during this year could set the course for decades to come. They will resonate not just through the corridors of power but through the bustling streets of our cities, the quiet solitude of our rural landscapes, and the digital highways of our interconnected world. Whether we realize it or not, we are all players in this intricate game. Our actions, our decisions, will contribute to the final outcome. Yet how often do we stop to contemplate the magnitude of our role? How frequently do we pause to consider the impact of our choices? In this intricate game, every decision is a drop in the ocean of global change. Each choice creates ripples that spread out, reaching further and further, touching countless lives in the process. These ripples are not just seen in the headlines of major news outlets, but also in the everyday lives of people around the world. The significance of this game extends beyond national borders, beyond political ideologies and socioeconomic divisions. It is a reflection of our collective actions as a global community, a testament to our shared destiny. As we navigate this complex landscape, one thing remains clear: the significance of staying informed and fostering dialogue. We must continue to learn, to question, to engage in meaningful conversations. It is through this shared understanding and ongoing dialogue that we can shape the outcome of this intricate game and establish a more interconnected, empathetic, and resilient global community. This is just a glimpse into the complexities of US-Iran relations in 2024. Indeed, the current geopolitical landscape is like a grand chessboard where nations are the players, making strategic moves that define their relationships. The game is intricate, the stakes are high, and every move, every decision, and every action has a ripple effect that resonates across the globe. Recall the metaphor of the chessboard. Each piece, each pawn, knight, bishop, queen, and king is akin to a variable in international relations, each with its unique significance. The pawns may appear insignificant at the beginning, but with the right strategy, they can change the course of the game. The same applies to seemingly minor political decisions, which, when executed with a thoughtful, strategic approach, can significantly steer a nation's destiny. In this continuous endeavor of statecraft, the game is never truly over. Dynamics shift, alliances evolve, and power is perpetually in flux. Therefore, we cannot simply rely on historical precedents to predict the future. As a dynamic, ongoing process, international relations require constant vigilance, understanding, and adaptation. We wholeheartedly invite you to share your thoughts and insights on this topic. As residents of a global village, your views matter. They add depth to the discourse, opening avenues for greater comprehension of the geopolitical complexities we navigate daily. Each perspective contributes to a more nuanced, balanced, and comprehensive understanding of our interconnected world. So, as we discuss the US-Iran relations of 2024, we encourage you to us in this intellectual exploration. Your critical thinking, your perspectives, and your questioning can foster a vibrant, healthy debate that will certainly lead to better insights and solutions. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged. Remember, we are all players on this global chessboard, and our understanding, our actions, indeed matter. #US-Iran relations, #Geopolitics 2024.